Hey guys, I am super excited because today it is beautiful and snowing out, and we are going to work on a project that I have been procrastinating to do for quite a while. I don't know why I've been procrastinating it. I just feel like I've been prioritizing other things, and this has kind of slowly slipped down the chain. And now I finally have a weekend where I have some time to work on it. So I want to do this today and tomorrow and see how much progress I can make. So I got this chair off of like Facebook Marketplace or something. Let me zoom in and show you how cute it is. Cute, right? Good looking chair. There's these cute little details on the legs, details up here. It is pretty beat up and it's losing some of its, stain or whatever it had on it before. And then it has this really beautiful handmade piece up on top. And so it's like all handmade and then it's sewn onto like this almost silky kind of material, which I actually love this, but I kind of want to pull this off and use it for something else. And so this is going into guest room number 2, the blue room, but it has some vintage quilts that have lots of pinks and purples and blues on it. And so I found this fabric, and I thought this fabric with the cute little detail, it's like a dusty rose pink. I thought that would be really cute. And then I want to rip off all the original finishing on this chair and strip it down, sand it down, and get it back to kind of like a natural wood tone. So I will, at the end of this video, show you guys the woods in the guest room number 2, the bedside tables and the dresser that I have up there, and the pine dowel is all a really light natural wood, and this is really dark, so it just doesn't fit in with the wood that's in that room. So I'm going to bring this down to more natural looking wood, and then I think it'll look really pretty with that dusty pink color next to the natural wood tones, and then it'll work really well because this vintage material will, coincide and look really nice alongside the vintage quilts and stuff. So I'm excited to work on this project. So the first thing we need to do is remove the seat, and then we're going to rip off the old material, hopefully keep it intact pretty well at least. And then I will reupholster it, which is honestly pretty simple. It's basic reupholstery for a seat cushion. And then we will work on refinishing the wood. So let's get started. So it looks to me like the screws that are in here are totally stripped out. This one doesn't even have any. 1, 2, 3 screws. And they look really stripped on the top. There's this one thing that I've tried with strip screws where you take a rubber band on top of whatever it is, and then you basically use your bit, and that tends to add a little bit of grip. It's worked before on some other vintage chairs that I acquired, so why not give it a try for this one? Except I have no clue. I can't tell what kind of bit they really even are. Like a tiny square, maybe. Nuka? Nuka? Nukes! Now that we're back, my dog isn't roaming the neighborhood, being mischievous. Let's try this bit. Okay, it's freezing cold, even in my garage with the little heater on, so I figured I would bring my project inside with Nuka and rip out all of our, looks kind of rusty, staples. I'm just using regular pliers. I know that if you are actually into upholstery, there's like really cool legit toys for this, but honestly, flathead screwdriver works really well. So we're just going to continue like this all the way around till our material comes off. I'm curious, it's always a mystery when you get a vintage, chair, what will be underneath the top layer of upholstery, because a lot of times when people reupholster, they don't actually, remove the layers underneath. They just like put something over it. And I have discovered quite a few fun things over the course of my time working on little furniture projects and chairs specifically. People do the weirdest stuff. And some of the materials that I've discovered underneath are way prettier than the stuff that people put over it. I'm like, you should just leave it in its original format, real. Oh. Whoever put that on didn't really know what they were doing. This is some DIY upholstery right here. It's pretty stained and gross. Okay, let's look at our fabric here. How cool is that? Don't you think it would be fun if we put it on a wooden frame, stretched it onto a wooden frame, and used it as artwork on a wall? I think so. Wow, those are rusty, rusty nails. They're tiny little upholstery nails, which is interesting. There we go. Goodbye, old, gross fabric. Okay, and we've got basically a piece of plywood and maybe a 1/4 inch of batting. It's definitely a hard chair. And I'm going to go upstairs and grab my extra batting because we might as well put that on here. I love when you're a crafter and you have supplies for a project just laying around your house. We're just going to lay this batting out over our chair and make sure it fits all the way around. Good. And then I'm going to cut. Doesn't need much on the edges because I'm going to probably trim this up anyway. I'm just doing a rough cut because it really doesn't matter. Maybe 3 inches off the edges. So when I am upholstering a chair, I like to kind of line the fabric out so that it's balanced on every side as far as like extra fabric. Looks good. And then I like to do 2 sides and then the other 2 sides, and then I tackle the corners last. Okay, let's see. This side is a little bit wider, so I think I'm going to start with this side. Okay, so I like to start in the center and then go outward when I do my stapling. You could use upholstery tacks, for this project, and then you just hold the tack and then use a little hammer. But I've used stapling for a long time now, and honestly, they're easier to take out. So it's, I think, preference for this type of a project. And then I like to go about 1 inch up from the inside of the chair. So I pull it taut right in the center, 1 inch up, make my staple. And then I'm going to hold it taut, nice and steady, go a couple inches over, 1 inch up from the edge, hold it taut, couple inches over, 1 inch up. And then let's check. I like to keep checking it throughout just to make sure that it looks consistent as I go. I don't like to have any weird, and it's going in slightly, but that's going to even itself out once I stretch it from the other side. So, and once I get all the way across here. Okay, let's check. Guys, this is looking so lovely. So coming into the middle, I'm going to come about a 1/2 inch above my staples. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to pull taut one direction. Pull this nice and taut. Put a staple in at a like diagonal that's going with the corner. Pull it taut, staple. Check your back always. Okay, and then at this point, I like to, now that this side is pulled tight, I like to fold this over, hold it really nice and taut, fold it tight, and then I like to take the corner that I've now created and fold that over really nice and taut so that it creates this really nice tight corner. And then all you do is reach over, keep it taut, and staple it. And now let's look and check. It's like a great looking corner. This next one, I'm going to kind of zoom in on you. So, like I said, you're going to pull one side really taut. At least this is how I do it. I'm sure there's other methods. Staple at like an angle with the corner. Okay, so now this is nice and smooth. Now I've created this nice long piece here, and I kind of like to fold it right on the center mark. That one was already like it on the other one. Okay, then you create your little or your little flat piece here, and then you're going to bring that directly over. And see how that's laying really nice and flat? I'm going to hold it taut. I think I'll go this way. Okay, then I like to check my corner. Like make sure that the corner actually looks nice. It does. This was the one I did previously. It looks really nice. So now we're going to do that again for the following two corners, and then we'll clean up this extra fabric. Looks pretty good. I'm in love with the color of this fabric. I think it'll be so nice. Okay, so day 2 of the chair makeover project. Yesterday we got the actual seat removed, and then we reupholstered it. So it is sitting upstairs waiting to be put back on the chair. So sometimes I like to start off with doing a finish remover. I do have one specifically that is for antique furniture, and it usually works really well. But you could use any type of stripper, you know. But I kind of want to just sand this down and see what it looks like underneath this finish. So I'm going to start off with 120 grit and work our way up and kind of see how it goes. And if I need to add a stain afterwards, I'll do that to get the color that I want. And then the last piece of that would be doing a wax or a clear polycrylic of some kind. But we'll just kind of see and play it by ear and see how this chair turns out. Let's get started on sanding, and hopefully it doesn't take us too long. Okay, so I did as much sanding as I could, and there is a lot of little grooves in here, and so I was like, well, now is a good time to use a product that I found out about, I think on an Instagram reel, and I followed it to the link, watched a bunch of videos off the website, and I was so intrigued. So it's a non-hazardous, eco-friendly vintage finish remover, and it's like only made in small batches. This is the bottle that it physically comes in, and it's called QCS. I'll take their website down, link below. It's made in the US. So it's like non-toxic, which is why I don't worry about using gloves in it. I don't have to have a mask. It has no smell. It actually has like a kind of like nice scent to it. And it works like a dream. It literally, you just grab a wire brush and spray this on there. It does say that you can like wait, but honestly, if you just start scrubbing and keep kind of applying a little bit more and more, it works fantastic. The only thing I'll say is that it only works on vintage furniture finishing. So if this is a piece that has been redone, it's not going to work successfully. I have tried it on modern pieces and it works slightly, but just like not well enough. So if you have a vintage piece of furniture, totally try and check this QCS stuff out. It is awesome. I'm almost at the end of my batch here, so I'll need to order some more soon. I have never seen it in a store. You can only, I think, get it online, but it works incredibly awesome, and I love using something that's non-toxic. All those other strippers, it feels like if I do it in my garage, the whole thing is filled up with that horrible smell, and it like makes my eyes water and get a headache. So usually I have to do that stuff outside with a mask and everything on, but this stuff is just literally awesome. So basically I apply it, I scrub with my wire brush everywhere that I can kind of reach here. And then I'm going to come back with just some water and some microfiber towels, and I'm going to wipe off all of the finish that I removed. And then we will just let it kind of dry out. I'll put the heater on here because it's pretty cold today, and I'll let this dry out. While it's drying, I think we'll fix some of the issues. There's some loose joints here, so we'll add some glue to those, clamp it all so it kind of sits together, and then we will be ready once this is done. If it looks good after this first run around, we might have to do a second run. Then we will call it good, and we will put on some kind of stain. We'll go look at the room upstairs and see what kind of colors we like. So let's wipe off the rest of this finish that we removed and see how it looks. All the other joints look and feel solid. Okay, check out this. Isn't that incredible how well it works? And like these tiny little lines in here, like I probably need to do this part one more time. Maybe I'll spray some more in there. Let that sit for a few minutes and then wipe that off. But like, look at all this. Like how much has come out of there. Oh, that's a little spot too. It is incredible, you guys, how well this works. So yeah, this is the product QCS. I've used it on my dining room table. That was a vintage table that I redid. I've used it on dressers. You can use it on any vintage furniture that has a vintage finish on it. Let's take a look around. I'm just like amazed at how well it works. All you need is just a little brush and it works fantastic. Like, look at that. It looks like I sanded that down. Okay, so I have completed 2 coats of stain on the chair and I think it is really looking cute. I'm loving the color of it. It's all dry, and so the last thing I want to do is add a clear polycrylic. I'm going to just put 1 coat of the clear polycrylic on it and then let that dry. And then finally we will get to put our seat that we reupholstered back on this chair and get it put into the guest room where it belongs. I'm putting my seat cushion on my chair that I just redid. And I think it's gonna look really cute. I can't wait to send you a photo with evidence.
Okay, I should go. And you said it actually on something else.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Okay, the chair makeover is complete. I will zoom in and show you guys this. I just put the seat cushion back on, and it is, first of all, way squishier than the last time. Second, the fabric is so cute with essentially the whole style that we went with here. And I just really love how it all turned out. So it's sealed with polycrylic. We did 2 coats of stain after we sanded down and removed all the old finish. And then we reupholstered the seat and it just all came together. Look at how cute it is. So these are actually a totally different wood. They turned out really dark, but I actually ended up really loving it. And there's still, you know, some like darkness in the crease here and in these spots, which I think just looks really nice because it kind of accents that. I love the tone. I think it looks really nice with the pink fabric. Oh, I'm just so happy with how this chair turned out. Let's go put it in the room. Okay, so we are in guest room number 2. I just put the chair in the corner and I just think it looks perfect, you guys. Ignore the fact that I don't have all the pillowcases on. I was cleaning the bedding and stuff. But I just think that vintage fabric with the colors in here, which is a quilt from a family member that passed away many years ago, but lots of blues and purples and pinks, and I just think it looks so cute. And I think the wood tone of that chair looks so good with this dresser that I've been working on. Now, obviously this dresser is missing 2 drawers, which are living in my garage, and we will work on fixing those up and putting them back together. They're kind of in a state of many different pieces at this point, but these 2 drawers I just finished redoing, and I'm working on fixing the little keyholes still. And then I have these really cute vintage brass handles that match the whole set. So, and then this is just kind of my collection spot for a bunch of random decorative things. But I just think the wood tones with this piece, with that piece over there, and with the wood tones that are much lighter and more natural, I just think it really totally changes the look. It goes so much better with the room overall. Very happy with it. That is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you later.